Welcome, this is David, and uh, today's video is going to be pretty different. Not going to be a typical, I don't know, theology video or anything like that. This is going to just be, I guess, it's not being covered in international media as much yet, so you might as well hear it from me or hear it from someone else on YouTube, because, again, to my knowledge, this is not really being spread online, but if you didn't know, there have been many forest fires in Turkey in many different cities. I can show you kind of what's going on Twitter, some videos of it. If you can see, yeah, you can see this video here. Um, Various different cities have been burning. There's a kind of a map. The red dots are the places that are burning, and some of the provinces that are burning as well. And this video, this one as well. Like some of the fires are even coming close to the city, so this is a kind of a serious deal. So of course, it will be pretty cool. It will be pretty nice if you could pray for the country. But what I want to talk about is I don't want to just complain about the forest fires as well. I mean, it's pretty bad. Like this one is horrible, but I want to kind of share my thoughts on some of the stuff that might happen because of this. Because anyone that's watching this probably figured this out. This is not a coincidence, right? Someone did this. There's this a coordinated attack. You're not gonna have multiple different random cities starting to burn, or forests just all over the country just burning out of nowhere. But it's coordinated, and I think right now, so far in Turkish media, I think the perpetrators are, it seems like people are starting to agree that it's a Kurdish terrorist group. That's the kind of idea that people are having right now. I don't know what way the media is going to spin this, but what I'm really interested personally is what's going to happen after this. I live in this country, so obviously I don't like my country being burned, but at the same time I also wonder what's going to happen after this. This is, I think, one of the this is one of the very rare instances. I think this is the first time a terrorist group in recent memory, right, like 10, 15 years, a Kurdish terrorist group did this much damage. We've had suicide bombings by ISIS in our history in 2015, 2016. So I do remember that. It happened in Istanbul while I was living there as well, in a place where I regularly go to, actually. So um, it has happened in our history, but something like this, a forest fire attack, is very interesting because we need to also think in this way. Arsons like this, it's very difficult to find out who did this, right? If we're talking about a suicide bombing, you can look at the body and you can usually guess by forensic science. This, I'm not a pro at forensic investigations, but something like this is pretty difficult to find out by investigation. Okay, this is not something you can easily just investigate and find out who did this. You can only really find out if the people who burned tell you. And this kind of gives me an idea that we're going to be expecting a group taking responsibility for it. And it seems like there's already a group seeming. I guess they are taking responsibility. I don't know. It's just strange. It is a very strange way of attacking. I'm not really. I'm a very wait and see kind of a person. Um, I'm obviously sad, but I'm not gonna cry about it. It's kind of a sad reality of life. But in a week or two, when the media cycle stops talking about this, we're all gonna forget about this, right? In a year, no one's gonna remember this. No one remembered the suicide bombing in the middle of Taksim. For 5 years after it happened, no one's gonna remember this in a couple of months as well. Everyone's gonna forget about this. It's just going to be, unless something really big happens out of this, right? If something big, right, comes out of this, and that's the main question. What's going to happen after this? That's what I'm wondering. So, and I don't think I need to tell you this, but a lot of people's lives have been ruined because of this. A lot of villages have been burned. Forests, villages, cities were in danger. Hotels have been evacuated. I mean, it's just some really crazy stuff's been going on. And if you're wondering, about me, don't worry, I'm good, right? I'm good. I'm not gonna be burning, but it's still kind of crazy, right? It's all throughout the country. And another thing is that yesterday in Ankara, there was someone that actually got caught for starting forest fire. Someone actually started a small forest fire yesterday, and they got caught. And a lot of people, I guess they think that he might have been part of that. If he was part of that group, then first of all, this might mean that this is not just like one day thing, right? This is not something that's going to happen just for one day. It might even happen tomorrow. We might see even more forest fires in different cities in this country tomorrow and the day after. Now that's very scary. And knowing that it's going to be very difficult to stop people from entering forests and starting forest fires and getting away with it with no one noticing, that's going to be very difficult to regulate, right? That's not going to be easy to to prevent. And Turkey already is a place that's kind of losing that natural wildlife because of urbanization, and this has a huge effect, I think, on the lifestyle. It's gonna urban lifestyle. No, I mean natural wildlife, right? It's gonna destroy the remains of it. So that's kind of what I've been thinking. As I said, it's a feature of our human lives, but most of you guys are not going to remember this, and that's fine. Even me, I'm not going to probably remember this in 2-3 weeks unless, again, something big happens. Everyone's just going to forget, and they're just going to be like, oh, it never happened. Oh, it's so long ago, right? It feels so long ago. Again, we've had terrorist attacks for some years, right? We had terrorist attacks in the East. We had terrorist attacks in Istanbul due to ISIS. Now, again, does anyone remember ISIS attacks? No one does, right? So that's kind of the sad thing, but that's all I wanted to say, right? So thanks for watching. I'll make another. Next video is going to be different, obviously, but I just want to kind of share because it's about the country I live in. So thanks for watching. Pray for Turkey and pray for those who lost their homes and pray for those who had their lives ruined because of this terrorist attack. This is most likely a terrorist attack or some false flag or whatever. Pray for them all, and thank you for watching this. May God be with you all. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.